If we want to understand Namjoon Paik, we need to understand how he viewed technology. Namjoon Paik didn't approach the screen as a delivery system. He instead thought of them as one of these. Our story begins in San Francisco. The year is 1927. Philo Farnsworth transmitted an image through the world's first fully functional all-electric image pickup device. He had just turned 21.
With a single line of light being beamed into an electronic dissecting tube, and from another tube, a cathode ray tube, the simple image, the straight line, being hazily reproduced. The world's first all-electronic transmission of television.
5 years later, in Seoul, South Korea, Namjoon Paik was born on July 20th, 1932. Namjoon was born into a world that was being changed by television. You could argue that Namjoon Paik and television as a medium were growing together. Namjoon Paik is often associated with his connection to the future, but before we talk about that, we should talk about his connection to the past. Namjoon Paik was part of an art movement called Neo-Dada, a kind of modern revival of the Dada movement. Many of the original Dada artists would use assemblage and collage to create their works. They did this to convey their confusion and horror with the First World War.
You're working out of a tradition here which was well established in Europe, out of the Dada movement.
Yeah.
Which was reflected in the Fluxus movement that you were involved. What do you think was the essential difference between the Fluxus group that you were associated with and the earlier Dada group?
I think Flux had more fun.
Has more fun?
Yeah. Where Dada has more social criticism, Actually, I think Dada was more interesting, actually, because it had that social, But Flux, Dada was never boring, but many of Flux piece was deadly boring, intentionally or not intentionally,
If the old Dada artists used paper for their collages, the use of TV screens allowed Namjoon Paik to create collages from light and sound. The screen adds a new dimension to Dada. Dada is about the confusion and chaos of a rapidly changing world. Making the work itself evolve and change perfectly reflects this aspect of Dada. Despite Namjoon's work being far more technologically advanced, at its core is pure Dada.
After I did electric magnet, then I got stationary magnet, permanent magnet, and started doing this. It was my actually first successful piece, that art critic understand because they see it, It's very important that they see the view. And anything which, exactly the same thing, when I do it electronically inside circuit, they think, oh, that technology, shit. But this, they can feel and see that, oh, they think reality. I think scientifically, it's absolutely the same principle,
If there is a running theme through Namjoon's work, it must be change. The original Dada artists were focused on war and the societal upheaval that it caused. Namjoon Paik continues this trend, but instead focuses on the societal changes that technology would make to society.
Homes have more than new plans. They have new patterns for living, made attractive by luxurious interiors.
In his piece TV Chair, Paik makes a statement about how technology in the future would become so commonplace it would resemble furniture. Today, missing a computer feels like missing something as essential as a table or a chair.
This is one-line television. And it's like, people ask me why you make so exciting, not boring videotapes. My answer is my first early 60s, I did intensely, minimal art, minimal aesthetics, boring, Before that word came off, so I don't want to repeat my early days, I would rather be corrupted than repeating this sublime age.
How do you get that?
You know how I got always mistakes? Very often you have this stage of a TV set at home. When vertical thing break down, it becomes like that. And you call repairman, yeah? And I brought actually the TV set to gallery, and it got broken, and only one on this shape was not interesting. I said, oh, I would not show. Then I said, oh, maybe I turn around here, like that. And then I put title Zen for TV, you know. So that's it, and it became the best piece.
Namjoon Paik understood not only our need for technology, but our fascination with it. Often his pieces are hard to comprehend. It feels like when we see a new piece of technology for the first time. It's disorienting, yet we are captivated by the spectacle. Namjoon Paik is commonly referred to as the father of video art. He is not only a great artist because his work is consistently challenging, but because he created a whole subgenre. He's one of the few artists in history to have created a new canvas.